Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. It's Hikari and today I wanted to share with you all the process of my Good Omens drawing. There's a lot of footage today, so let's just get straight into it. This is your spoiler warning for Good Omens. The drawing isn't much of a spoiler and I don't really talk about the show, but I do mention some things about season 2's ending, so you have been warned. So, Good Omens. What a great show. I mean, yeah, recently I haven't been watching that much live action shows. I've been mostly watching animated series, plural form of series. Whatever that word is, I've been watching a lot of animated ones. But in 2023, I found 2 live action shows that I kind of became obsessed with, which was Andor and, of course, Good Omens. Side note, guys, Andor is so good. I haven't been watching many of the Star Wars or Marvel shows recently because, frankly, I'm quite tired of them, but I would highly recommend Andor. Great writing, great characters, just great story. I loved it. So good. But anyways, back to Good Omens. I knew about the show's existence through fan arts that I saw on Pinterest and also those fan compilations on YouTube. But my close friend started watching the show and that was when I decided to check out the show for myself. And actually this drawing that you see me working on now was a birthday gift to this friend, so happy late birthday to her again if she's watching this video. But drawing this as a gift really helped me get it done quicker and also made me work on a finished piece since most of my fan arts are just sketches in my sketchbook and I haven't really been working on finished pieces recently. But yeah, I've been meaning to draw these 2 for a while anyways, so I thought why not record me working on it as well. I decided to draw Aziraphale and Crowley sitting on the bench instead of any other more complicated scenes because I wanted something cozy and happy, especially after, the whole no nightingales and that season 2 ending. I just needed a moment to forget that anything sad took place between these 2. And I must apologize to everyone watching the video for ruining the mood and bringing up that ending because that was brutal. My heart has not recovered from it and I'm sure some of your hearts have not recovered from it as well. But if you know, Our Flag Means Death's brutal season ending had a happy response in the next season, so I'm hoping and praying that Good Omens season 3 does something similar and gives us a happy couple at the end. Please, we all need that in our lives right now. But leaving that behind to talk about the actual drawing, I kind of struggled with balancing the heights of Aziraphale, who's sitting up straight, and Crowley, who's kind of laid back. Initially in the drawing, you may have seen that I struggled with that first sketch layer, and let me tell you, this drawing went through several sketch layers. Oh, and to anyone wondering, I usually sketch with colored pencil when I'm planning to use watercolor because the pencil or any graphite kind of thing leaves a mark even after erasing it. And when I use the watercolor, it can spread out the graphite and kind of smudges the drawing. I say that from many unfortunate experiences. But when I use colored pencils, I can just lightly erase the lines and it's fine if some of it is left when I start coloring because it's not too dark. Especially with the more grainy paper, I think it's hard to keep erasing because it kind of ruins the grainy texture on the paper. So being able to leave some of the lines makes the coloring process later so much nicer. And a bonus, it adds a nice sketched look to it even after the drawing finishes. So I would highly recommend using softer color pencils to sketch for your watercolor drawings. And lining this drawing was so fun. I think line art really is my favorite part of the drawing process because I get to be so detailed and fluid with the lines. I used to be really stressed when I did line art because there's really no going back, but I think I'm able to enjoy it now because I've improved mentally, which is a great thing. And for this piece, I also enjoyed lining their hair because both have quite swishy textured hair, with Aziraphale's hair being more curly and Crowley's being more sushi. But after the fun line art process, I had to go to my least favorite part of the drawing process, which is coloring, and coloring the background specifically. And oh my gosh, this background was such a pain in the butt to finish. Like, it's so simple, and I made it simpler, and I thought having greens in the background with the trees and bushes would be easy, but I think I started with like the wrong vibe. Maybe if I went more geometric and abstract with the background, I would have enjoyed it more, but alas, that is not what I went with. It was initially a little too light and murky, so I tried to add more depth by using different greens and adding yellow where the light might hit it. And I tried making the random trees that I added more presentable, but not stand out. I am quite happy with the willowy tree on the left because I tried something new with how I added texture with just water on my brush instead of any color and going over what I already had, so it added that like willowy look without adding more color to it. I am quite happy with how this ended up looking like. It's bright, it doesn't stand out too much. Oh, and also apologies for my bangs getting in front of the camera quite often. I was really focused on drawing, so my hair wispies features in this video quite a bit. But back to the coloring, I always enjoy shading and coloring the skin and hair and the clothes, so Aziraphale and Crowley were fun to color. I did struggle with Aziraphale's like color palette a bit. I think it went a little too yellow, and also how dark to paint Crowley's outfit. It was initially looking a bit too gray, so I darkened it up, which I initially kind of didn't like. I thought it erased all the hard line art work that I did, but I do like it now. I think it really helps make Aziraphale look lighter in shade, and the contrast really works because, you know, they are an angel and demon duo at the end of the day, so the color contrast really helps with the image. I also added color pencil after the watercolor to add a bit more texture to the background, the hair, the clothes, and I think I added it as a little blush for Aziraphale. And I would recommend doing this to add like a fun new texture to your watercolor drawing. There can be an argument made of why did I try so hard on the watercolor shading if I'm just gonna have color pencil on top of it, which is an excellent point that I often ask myself, but yeah, I mean, I guess the answer is who cares? Whatever's fun and looks good is fine, and I think it looks good and I enjoyed doing it, so that's that. I did go over the line art all over again with another line layer, which isn't necessary, but I like doing it because it helps me go over any of like the painting overlaps and any of the mistakes. And it also makes the edge look sharper and cleaner, so I like that as well. The downside is that it does kind of kill the fluidity in the initial line art, but I think it's worth it to get this like clean, finished look. And that's the drawing done. And I use a hairdryer usually to dry the paint and heat up the tape before peeling it off, because I learned that when you heat up tape, it lifts faster or easier. And I wanted to show this footage as proof, but I don't know, unfortunately I think the tape got kind of shy in front of the camera and it did end up ripping the paper just a bit. So for my friend, I did scan the drawing and print it as a postcard, which it looked great. I'm so thankful for modern technology because it lets me ignore the mistakes I made, like that peeled paper for this drawing, so, you know, it's fine. But yeah, that's the final product. I'm sorry for the bit of a downer of an ending, but, you know, that is the reality of drawing. I hope you enjoy this video of me rambling and watching me work on this drawing of the ineffable husbands from Good Omens. I wanted to explain the process a bit more in this video, so I hope you enjoyed that as well. And to those of us waiting for season 3, let's hold out hope for a happy ending for these two. We can make it. I really hope it comes out sooner than later, but let's wait for a good ending, guys. Oh, and also let me know if you guys have read the book Good Omens and enjoyed it, because I'm wondering if I should buy the book or not. I've heard good things, but I just haven't gotten the chance to buy it yet. But anyways, thank you again for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more of my art, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and bye!